Good afternoon, YouTube.
Hello.
Today is day 6
Yep.
of our Fringe Odyssey. We're Ian. Well, I'm Ian.
I'm Jane.
I'm Ian and Jane. I'm Ian and Jane. You're Jane, I'm Ian. And we've just been to see the first show of the day, which was...
It was Glass Ceiling Beneath the Stars.
So, this was one of Jane's choice.
Yeah.
Do you want to read a little bit of...
Yeah, I do. This was Bric-a-Brac Theatre. And it's 1992, NASA, a rocket launch set to change history and the lives of 2 women on board. A live cinema show based on true events investigating what it means to be a woman taking up space. Which actually I quite like the play on that, taking up space.
I have to say I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it sounded interesting, but wow.
Yeah.
When we arrived, the cast were already, they introduced themselves, they were saying hi to everybody, and you had to make sure that your phone was not on silent, because I normally leave my phone on silent, but they asked for it to be turned on to airplane mode or off. And I can understand why, because they were dealing with Wi-Fi based cameras.
Yeah.
And phones can mess around with that, and actually they explained that as people came in, which was quite an important point really for them. It was everything the Fringe is about. It was, I don't know how you explain it.
It was incredibly creative.
Really smart.
Using
smart.
Live, I mean it's difficult, yeah, if you bear with us. So it's live action, which was filmed, which was then filmed onto a big screen and a small screen.
Yeah.
So we could see different angles of people's faces. There was also a sort of, so what they were saying was coming up on the big screen.
Yeah.
So if you were hard of hearing, then you would have had the visuals, but you could still follow.
You could follow the script because the script came on screen.
So that was great. There was music, because at one point they did dance. I mean, and it was all within the narrative.
Yeah,
it wasn't random.
Yeah.
But that was good fun.
It was very funny, but poignant, and had a real message.
Well, yeah, and it was the message of. I mean, there was lots going on. Glass ceiling, which is women breaking through the glass ceiling. Women breaking into the space industry, being taken seriously, and they illustrated that brilliantly through questions that, when some of the astronauts, as they quite rightly, they were astronauts, not female astronauts. They happened to be astronauts who were women.
Yeah.
They would ask them ridiculous questions, which they rightly got annoyed about.
Yeah.
But it really illustrated how cringing it is about how different men and women, what questions they get asked, and and how they met sort of barriers through their careers. But it was just done in such an interesting way.
It was really, really good. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A young company, five young ladies.
Yeah.
And just. Absolutely brilliant.
But the use of the multimedia, with the live action, with it was an interesting script. That you followed what was happening. They had 2
roving cameras, which they each passed to each other all the way through. So it's almost like that in itself was like a dance. I mean, and the rehearsals must have took a long time to rehearse everything. And the problem with multimedia is technology will let you down. It can go wrong. And I mean, they even had a little. It's not an animation, but it was like they had a little another camera with. Like if you had a truck going across at one point, didn't they? When they were arriving at to go on the space rocket, all of that sort of stuff. So it was really, really smart, really funny, really clever, brilliantly done with a real serious point.
And we just like that creativity, like Ian's just said about the using a little truck. But when they were actually in space at one point. The effect of weightlessness. Little things like somebody with long hair had it tied up in a ponytail. So somebody off shot, was holding their ponytail up in the air as though their hair was weightless. I mean, just so simple, but just brilliant. And if you can hear other voices, we are, as normal, in a bit of a cupboard. It's a bit bigger than a cupboard. But we've got an office next door, which actually the instant sound installation between us isn't very good.
But thanks to we've arrived at Summerhall for our next show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Summerhall Press Office for actually allowing us to use this room.
It's just that if you can hear...
Yeah, there's a bit of background noise, which
it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But it was a really, and it was quite joyous at times.
I mean, actually, there was a standing ovation at the end. I gave it a standing ovation because I thought it was worth it.
You were quite blown away with it.
I was absolutely blown away with it. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was brilliant. Yeah. They're on our radar now, so we will be looking for the next really interesting thing that these guys do because it was stunning.
Yeah, it was
stunning, absolutely stunning.
It was really, really good. I mean, a great show. So they are on now. Obviously, it's 2 for 1 today and tomorrow. They're not on the 9th, but then through 10th to the 14th, not the 15th, 16th to the 21st, not the 22nd, and then the 23rd to the 27th.
So they're right the way through.
So you've got quite a long time to see them.
Just check to make sure.
Well worth
and it's
going
at,
to see.
It's at
Pleasantstone, Queendom.
That's at Potter Row.
Yeah.
It's at Potter Row, so it's near Bristol Square.
And it is on at 2:00 each afternoon for an hour. And I'm just checking. Yes, it's at 2:00 all the time. Really
absolutely
worth
brilliant.
going to see.
Absolutely
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How many stars? Well, I don't care. I'm going for 5.
Right. Okay. I would gone maybe between 4 and 5, but I'm very happy to be brought up to 5.
You're a 5 too.
Okay, we'll go to 5.
I'm not going to persuade you.
No, I'm not. No.
No, but it's definitely worth seeing. It's one of the best things we've seen.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion.
And brilliantly creative. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Definitely.
Yeah. And their performances, playing the different roles, were so confident.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
So next up we've got.
We've come to Summerhall to see.
I've got a calendar here somewhere. We're here to see Lady Dealer, which is about drug dealing.
And interestingly, viewers, for those of the, what it says in here is very different.
What the email that I got from the PR company this morning.
So we are interested to see which is it closest to, or does it not match any of those? But we will tell you all in the next video.
Yeah, we will. So thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye-bye.